Lithuania may be a small country, but actually it has a lot more than it might seem. And to continue here on FTD Facts to learn more about the great country of Lithuania, we are going to figure out how powerful this country actually is when it comes to its military. How's it going, guys? Welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where I look at people, cultures, and places from all around the world. And in this case, we're looking at militaries. Now, for those who are here for the first time, my name is Dave Wapple. And for the people who are coming back, maybe people who've just watched our Lithuania video and are now checking out this one, well, welcome back, and let's get learning more about this great, amazing country. Now today we are looking at Lithuania and seeing how much power it has in terms of military. Now for me, the overall country fascinates me, but more specifically its military, because although it is small, it's developing, and it's developing fast. Basically, to give you a little bit of history of the military of Lithuania, it was founded on November 3rd, 1918. However, its current form of military came on April 25th, 1990. This was after Lithuania basically said, goodbye Soviet Union, we're going and doing our own thing. That's when they got their independence. And to give you an idea of how this military power actually works, we got to look at its hierarchy. Because as of today, the commander-in-chief of this military power is President Dalia Grybauskaitė. As well, when it comes to the Minister of National Defense, that falls under Raimundis Karoblis. As well, the Chief of Defense is Lieutenant General Janas Žukas. Now, overall, Lithuania has a population of approximately 2,832,000 people. And for this military, the manpower equals approximately 1.8 million people, with approximately 1,400,000 people that are classified as fit for service. And when I give you this number for fit for service, I'm not talking specifically about males. I'm talking about males and females, because as a matter of fact, when it comes to Lithuania, females can also be in the military as well as men. Did you know that? However, when it comes to the total military personnel of the Lithuanian Armed Forces, it comes in at approximately 38,750 people. Also, when it comes to the military, the youngest that one can volunteer for service is 18 years old. And as well, you may wonder, is conscription actually in the country? Well, actually it is. Although it was actually abolished in 2008, in 2015 it was reintroduced into the country. And for the number of conscripts, there's approximately 3,500 to 4,000 people who serve the military every single year. Now, for the conscription, most of the conscripts are anywhere between 19 to 26 years old, and as for anyone else, such as the women, they can also volunteer at 18. They don't get conscripted at 18, no. And as well, when they do sign up, it is approximately a 9-month service. Now, let's break down this total personnel and look at it a little more individually. Because of that, when it comes to the active personnel, there's roughly 18,700 people. However, with that, there's approximately 20,000 individuals that are within the reserve units. For these reserves, you'll see volunteers take 20 to 50 days per year in service. As well, apparently, if you volunteer for the reserves, the minimum contract is 3 years and the maximum is 5. Of course, by the way, all of this is based off of an approximation from 2018 numbers, just so you guys know this is the most up-to-date that I could get. Now, of the military itself has 4 different major divisions. There's the Land Division, the Air Force, the Navy, and even Special Forces groups. Also, by the way, guys, just letting you know, this video is kind of a part 2 in our playlist of Lithuania. If you want to learn more about the great country of Lithuania, hit this card right here. It's also going to be in the description box below or at the end of the video. But let's continue, shall we? So I'm going to dive right into the equipment and the hardware that these different divisions use. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. Currently, right now, Lithuania is going through a major modernization. So some of these numbers may not be completely exact. Also, on top of that, militaries don't like to give out complete over 100% information about what they have. They got to keep some things secret. So nothing is quite on the nose. So for the Air Force, unfortunately, Lithuania has a rather small one with an aircraft strength of approximately 11. Of this, they have absolutely 0 fighters that they currently own. However, their attack craft sits at approximately 4. Of course, if you go to Global Firepower, they will state that there is only 1, but it is actually 4. The reason for this is because they have 4 attack craft, the Arrow L-39. These fighters also double up as trainers, but the thing is, there's a major plan to get 16 of these for the country to possess themselves. So that is something new that's coming very shortly. However, let's keep in mind that the country is a major contributor and a participant of NATO. And although the country doesn't have its own fighters, NATO countries actually rotate the amount of fighters that they bring into Lithuania. For example, this all started in 2004, and during that time, they had 4 F-16 fighters that were from Belgium. Currently, right now, I hear those 4 fighters are actually given not from Belgium anymore, but now it's the Dutch that are doing their rotation. But keep in mind, this is part of a program known as the Baltic Air Policing Program, which is pretty much a transitionary period for the Baltic states. All the other NATO countries are looking over it until the Baltic countries can provide air force and air coverage for themselves. Now, of this, the country also has 4 to 9 transports, in which the biggest transport they use is the Alenia C-27J. Of course, on top of that, they have 6 helicopters, all 6 of them classify as utility choppers, in which they use the Eurocopter AS-365 and the Me-8 helicopter. So you can get a general idea when I was saying that this country is developing because it doesn't have a lot of equipment. Well, with that in mind, let's go down to the land and let's take a look there, because they got some similarities going on down there as they do up in the air. Because for Lithuania, this country also doesn't possess any form of main battle tank. However, with that in mind, in 2017, Germany was in talks to send tanks to Lithuania as part of a NATO program. Of course, Germany's actually done this multiple times before with other European and NATO countries. They form what is known as a joint kind of group where they have the people from that country and German soldiers working together as one unit. However, prior to that announcement, Germany had also sent 1,000 troops to monitor the border of Russia because of the annexation of Crimea. Now, when it comes to armored fighting vehicles, this country does have quite a bit, coming in at 432. Now, a lot of these armored fighting vehicles are classified as armored carriers, in which they have quite a bit of M1113s and M5772 version 2s. However, those older carriers are not the only thing that they have. They also have what is known as the Boxer. Now, this is a German and Dutch vehicle. They say there's about 80 of them in the country, with 3 that are for training purposes. However, I'm not sure if these 88 are within the country yet, because in 2017 they said they were going to be shipping them, with plans to have overall 91 of these armored fighting vehicles by 2021. On top of that, their version of the Boxer is a little bit different from what Germany has. They classify theirs as the Vilkas, which is armed with an Israeli remote control station featuring a 30mm cannon known as the Raphael Samson Mk3. So as for artillery, they use approximately 21 self-propelled artillery, and of this artillery, the country uses the PZH, which is also going to be given to them by Germany, and they will have these complete by 2019. However, for towed artillery, for Lithuania, they have 54, which they use the M101 howitzer. Originally, 72 of these came from Denmark, but as of today, roughly 18 of them are used for parts. As for rocket projectors, there are 0 that we know of that are within the country. However, there is major talks of them getting the United States multi-rocket system vehicle. Navy, let's jump down. Let's take a look at that as well. So for Navy assets, it comes in at approximately 7. Currently, as of today, they have no aircraft carriers, frigates, destroyers, corvettes, or even submarines. However, they do have what is known as 3 mine warfare vessels, with one of them doubling up as a command ship. And for combat purposes, when it comes to the Navy, they also have 4 patrol vessels. Now, here is the big question. Does Lithuania possess nukes or major weapons of mass destruction of any kind? Let's find out. When it comes to nuclear weapons, this country does not possess any at this time. Although back in 1997, they were accused of selling nuclear weapons to other countries, in today's world, the country does not have any nuclear program, nor does it have even any biological weapons or even ballistic missiles or missile launching platforms. As a matter of fact, Lithuania at one point did have a nuclear facility, but as of today, it's closed, so they don't even have a nuclear facility. Because that one was shut down in 2009 due to safety concerns. However, there is talks of having a joint nuclear facility for the 3 Baltic countries. Of course, as of 2018, Lithuania is a major supporter of the Nuclear Non-Proliferations Treaty. On top of that, they are also part of the Comprehensive Test Ban, which prevents future testings of nuclear weapons. Also, when it comes to chemical weapons, it's a major supporter of the Chemical Weapons Convention and the Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention. One of the reasons why the country also does not possess any ballistic missiles or launching platforms is because the country has signed the International Code of Conduct against ballistic missiles. As well, I covered this earlier, but just to go into further explanation of how important this is, Lithuania is a part of NATO, which means it has a lot of allies. You tick off one of these countries, you tick them all off, kind of. And let's be real, Lithuania is a part of the European Union. That is one economy that you just do not want to mess with. And it's got friends with Germany. You don't want to mess with Germany. And although a lot of you guys are probably saying to yourself, okay, Lithuania, yeah, it's still a very small military. One thing that's really interesting about it is its budget. Because for the budget in 2018, it sat anywhere between $1.083 to $1.106 billion, which is very surprising when you think of the size of this military, because it puts its GDP spending on military at 2.06, which, let's be real, for European and NATO countries, they want over 2% of the GDP spent on their military. And as a matter of fact, some of the countries within NATO and the European Union don't even get to 2%. So I was like, wow, that's actually impressive. So there you have it, everybody. That is me just looking at the country of Lithuania and seeing how much power it actually has. My name is Dave Walpole, and thank you everybody for tuning in and learning about the great country of Lithuania. Now, if you really like this video, like I said, hit that like button. And on top of that, this is I guess a second video that we've done on Lithuania. So if you want to learn more about Lithuania, go in the description box below or at the end of this video, and you guys can check out our Lithuanian playlist. So other than that, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if it's your first time here, maybe that bell notification, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay? Bye. All right, so you made it to the end. Now, if you're just interested in Lithuania, or you're from Lithuania and you want to know more about your own country and your people, culture, and all that stuff, hit this playlist and check it out. We got other videos here, other cool playlists for you to check out. But other than that, we'll see you in the next one. Okay? Bye.